Good afternoon and welcome back to the Beacons Broadcasting Network. In just a few moments, we'll have the second half of our doubleheader here on Saturday, October 1st, 2016. After triumphing over their rivals from Babson earlier this morning, UMass Boston will get set to take on the Middlebury Panthers. That's up next, right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
What separates UMass Boston from other schools is the fact that a large percentage of students commute. For me, it takes 2 hours each day to go to and from school, but every second has been worth it because the students that come here are serious about learning, they value their education, and understand where it'll take them in the future. This is what UMass Boston means to me.
Hello and welcome back to the Beacons Broadcasting Network. I am John Skudris. Earlier this morning, UMass Boston won for the 13th time in 15 games this season, eclipsing their 2015 win total, and it is only the 1st of October. We thank you for joining us here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network as we wrap up a full day of volleyball that began with UMass Boston taking down Babson in straight sets 3-0. In that victory, the Beacons got better as it went on, winning set 1 25-17, set 2 25-16, and set 3 25-12. Here in the second half of our doubleheader, the Beacons will look to count on the same talents they did for Game 1. Eileen Shee, the sophomore sensation from Northern California, will continue to bring her talents after leading the team with 12 kills in Game 1. She'll be out there in the starting lineup again for Game 2. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Glavin was spectacular again defensively. Earlier this season, she eclipsed 2,000 career digs, becoming the first player in Beacon's history to do so. She was exquisite again, leading the team in that defensive category, as their libero and leader will hope to take their talents beyond Middlebury this afternoon. For the Middlebury Panthers, a victory in the second of our triple header against Babson was just the tip of the iceberg. They're now 8-3 overall and have continued to play very well behind Becca Raffel, who leads the team in kills and was critical in their come-from-behind victory in set number 4 to win that one against Babson 3-1. For UMass Boston, the player to watch today will be somebody who was exquisite earlier today, Melanie Fida, the freshman from Park Ridge, Illinois. Let's take a look at her statistics here on the pregame show, and as you look at that, Melanie, exquisite all campaign long. She led her high school team, Loyola Academy, as a senior in aces and highest hitting percentage. She's hitting .247 at home, and that continued in Game 1 of this triple header. As you see, her numbers on the team are exquisite as well. For Melanie in Game 1, she struggled early on, getting a service error in her first service attempt before settling down and leading the team in aces in that victory. For the Beacons and the Panthers of Middlebury, it's been a long time coming. This rivalry has continued over the years as we take a look at the all-time series matchup. UMass Boston leading 4-0. They've won 12 of 13 sets all time. And Julia Murphy, the senior leader and exquisite performer up front, has been an absolute terror to the Panthers as she will look to make the cats of prey her prey this afternoon. We're going to go check out highlights now of that victory over Babson earlier this afternoon in straight sets 3-0 right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. Beacons see Rosine send this over, dug out by Glavin. Beautiful hesitation move by Shee. Is in hockey. Certainly just likely to see some sort of body count, as this one is a beautiful third consecutive point for the Beacons, sent near side for a spike attempt and a beauty by Jenny Karn. Can learn from that mistake, and she does. A beautiful drop on an ace here from Melanie Fide. A chance for Cohen to spike it home. A great block by Makowitz. And just like that, fantastic since the initial hiccup, as Murphy, by way of Pepper Baker, that was a great give and go, and that one is going to result. This area has been a big reason why, as that one is kept alive on a good dig there by Glavin. Baker for She, blocked right back and out of bounds.
That some of the younger players, some of the reserves, won't necessarily get to see time today.
By Murphy, as this one's dug out here by Glavin, and Murphy gets it from Elliott. Beacons 2 away from winning this match. As good dig there by Glavin. Elliott looking for Cohen as she slams this one home.
You're a really early start, 11 a.m. Sometimes you wonder how a team's going to react.
And that's it. Nighty-night Babson Beavers go back to the den. Back up inside the broadcasting booth, I am John Skudris, bringing you the finale of our triple header of action here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. You just saw the highlights of the opening victory for UMass Boston in straight sets over Babson. Babson gave it their all against Middlebury in game number 2. We had the video of that here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network, but in the end, Middlebury was just too much. Let's find out why by looking at an on-the-year statistical outlook for both of these clubs. As you take a look, UMass Boston and Middlebury actually very close when it comes to those statistical outlooks. UMass Boston besting them in pretty much every single category, but not by a wide margin. In the national rankings, UMass Boston, of course, receiving votes, but in the New England regional rankings, the Beacons are number 1 compared to Middlebury College, who is just outside the top 15. However, they have received votes in that ranking. Let's look at the individual team leaders for these clubs here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. For UMass Boston, we've already echoed how spectacular Eileen She has been all year, Elizabeth Glavin as well. She leads the team in aces. Meanwhile, Glavin leads the team in what else? The defensive category of digs. For Colleen Cohen, it has been a really resurgent renaissance campaign after transferring to UMass Boston a year ago. She has really been exquisite for Terry Condon's club offensively. We'll see if she can continue to toil those talents today here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. We're going to take a look at the coaches now for both of these clubs as UMass Boston and Middlebury College get set to go. First, the head coach for the Panthers, Middlebury coach Sarah Roniker. Roniker is in her 22nd season coaching collegiately. That is not Sarah Roniker, but you get the gist. As 22nd season, 3-time NESCAC Coach of the Year. There she is, as Coach Roniker gets her team ready. 390 and 212 overall. She has been with Middlebury all 22 years, and I guess she has to love it up in Vermont, as Middlebury deep in Vermont is definitely a great place to visit. If you've never been there, I do suggest it. Meanwhile, UMass Boston, led by Terry Condon and Mike Houlihan, the co-coaches. Condon on your right, Houlihan on your left. First, we'll start with Terry. Coach Condon in her 12th season, an AVCA Hall of Fame inductee. She's 241 and 122 with the Beacons. She's 432 and 235 in her career, so her numbers speak for themselves. Meanwhile, Coach Houlihan, who just got up and ruined our shot by stepping off camera, he has a beautiful resume himself, as in his 3rd season, a member of the AVCA 30 under 30 club. He has been exquisite, 68 and 44. His overall record at UMass Boston, 186 and 71, as he and the Beacons will look to get another Little East Conference championship as they defend their 2015 title here in 2016. We're going to kick to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups as well as the opening service of this, a critical matchup between the Middlebury College Panthers and your UMass Boston Beacons right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
The University of Massachusetts Boston. It's just minutes from downtown, and the Princeton Review calls it one of the best values in the country. A nationally recognized institution of academic excellence and research, UMass Boston offers more than 150 undergraduate and graduate programs, 16 Division III sports, and more than 100 student organizations. To learn more about the opportunities waiting for you at UMass Boston, visit in person or online. UMass Boston, a research university with a teaching soul.
Welcome back into the broadcasting booth. I am John Skudris. Without further ado, and before this one gets underway, let's take a look at the starting lineups for both of these clubs, beginning with the visiting Middlebury Panthers. The lineup looks like this. The setter is Hannah Blackburn. The middle hitter is going to be Melanie English. Also out there, Sarah Staver. The outside hitters, Becca Raffle, Alice Roberts, and Isabel Sessions. And the libero for this one is going to be number 15, Gigi Alper. We'll have more on the Middlebury lineup and much, much more in just a moment. But first, let's allow the UMass Boston Beacons starters to introduce themselves.
Colleen Cohen from Centerville, Massachusetts, senior outside hitter.
Hi, I'm Julia Murphy. I'm a senior middle hitter from Canton, Massachusetts.
Hi, I'm Christina Elliott. I'm a sophomore setter from Camas, Washington.
Hi, I'm Melanie Fida. I'm a freshman right side hitter from Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Eileen Shee. I'm a sophomore outside hitter from San Francisco, California.
I'm Elizabeth Glavin, senior libero from Edina, Minnesota.
Hi, I'm Sarah Doyle, a freshman middle blocker from Glendale, California.
So UMass Boston starters introducing themselves, led by Colleen Cohen, who leads the team in kills this year. She'll look to continue that success today against Middlebury as we get set for the opening service. We're going to go to one more commercial break on the pregame show. When we come back, we'll have the opening serve and much, much more here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
So the Beacons and the Panthers getting set for what will be an exciting matchup, a non-conference matchup, as the Panthers, hailing from the NESCAC, visit UMass Boston, hailing from the Little East Conference. I am John Skudris. Beacons trying to get an advantage here in the 3 games in 24 hours slate that they've had to deal with. They lost last night in 5 sets to Wellesley College. That was at Wellesley. And then this morning, in a match that began right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network at 11 a.m., UMass Boston ended up sweeping Babson 3 sets to none. So this, their 3rd match in 24 hours. I asked Coach Houlihan between games what that was like, and he said, you know what? It's more or less good for us, as it helps prepare us for what will be a very difficult postseason schedule when you have to play multiple games per day and many games over the course of a weekend. So for Coach Houlihan and Coach Condon, this is a way for their club, many of whom are very young, including 2 freshmen, including Fida, our player to watch, who are really very raw but very talented and are going to have to be keyed on in the postseason to make big plays for this team. This is a learning experience, and one that they will cherish, especially with a victory against Middlebury this afternoon. We're going to pause for our national anthem as we honor America here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. When we come back, we will have the opener between UMass Boston and the Middlebury College Panthers.
The University of Massachusetts Boston, with its scenic oceanfront campus, easily accessible to downtown Boston, is recognized as a model of excellence for urban public universities. 16 NCAA Division III sports are part of the more than 100 student organizations that create an engaging campus life in America's biggest and best college town. UMass Boston, Boston's urban public research university for the 21st century.
Our own Steve Witkowski with the PA announcing, introducing the starters. A phenomenal job for Steve. A little emphasis with UMass Boston starters ready to go out there. UMass Boston will come on out with the lineup that you were just introduced to a few minutes ago. Elizabeth Glavin is the libero. She actually looks like she is going to enter in now for Julia Murphy, so she will be in there as Murphy will take a seat to start. Fida, Elliott, Glavin in the back, and up front, familiar faces. Eileen Shee to the near side, on the far side, Colleen Cohen, and the freshman in the middle, 6'2" Sarah Doyle. Meanwhile, for Middlebury, you heard their starting lineup earlier on in the pregame show. Hannah Blackburn out there, one of the team's leaders, the senior from Chapel Hill. She's joined by the team's leader in kills, Becca Raphael, who, a native of Palo Alto, California, leads the way with 107 kills, at least coming into today's action. And Christina Elliott will get set to serve this one to that duo as well as their teammates. Here we are as Elliott, one of the best in the business when it comes to the service area, gets us underway. Dug out there and kept alive now by Elliott as it's punched back towards the Panthers by Eileen Shee, but a little bit too much on that one. And the first point of the afternoon goes to the Panthers of Middlebury. So Becca Raffle will step into the service area, so she'll represent her squad for the first time there. Palo Alto native standing at 5'11" tall, sends that one far side. Kept alive by the Beacons and sent towards number 14, Isabel Sessions. Second on the team in kills, but it's dug out smartly by Glavin. And a beautiful strike there as it's kept in. And good for a kill. Good play made by number 12, Alice Roberts, as the junior from Media, Pennsylvania, gets her first kill of the match. It's 2-0 Middlebury College. Middlebury 7-3 coming into play. They won this afternoon against Babson in a match that started a couple hours ago. Eileen Shee by way of Elliott. Great block, and it's in. What a start for Middlebury as the Panthers are on the prowl. They lead 3-0 over the favored UMass Boston Beacons. So Raffle back to serve again. And Becca's service is dug out by Glavin. Doyle gets it towards Cohen. Colleen trying to lift that one over the trees, but she clips the top of the netting, and now it's 4-0 Middlebury. So an inauspicious start for UMass Boston after their 3-0 victory this morning over Babson. They're struggling against a Middlebury team that just finished a match about 40 minutes ago. Here's Shee. Good play made by Eileen, but dug out there by Roberts. And now a spike attempt is out of bounds, I believe. Yes, it is. As Isabel Sessions coming in with about 100 kills on the campaign. Couldn't get over the century mark as the Beacons are on the board. It's 4-1. Eileen Shee leads the Beacons in aces, and she'll look to continue to be the best in that category as she lifts it up by one as she delivers with an ace in her first service of the day. It's 4-2. Beacons have already won more games than they did all of 2015, as here's she with a soft serve trying to divine the play there and fool the opponent. Meanwhile, good play defensively by Middlebury, keeping it alive. Right there's Hannah Blackburn digging it out. Far side for Roberts, but she couldn't get it as the Beacons see the point continue on their side. 3 unanswered as Eileen Shee has been everything that they could have hoped when she came over from San Francisco. Same lineup out there for UMass Boston right now, except Fida just entered. As this tapping by Roberts is denied by Elliott on a good dig. As Glavin sets up Mel Fida, our player to watch, and able to keep that one alive and get it over was Isabel Sessions. This is going to be a tough play for UMass Boston as Glavin gets it to Cohen. She had to get it over, but too much on that one as it sails out of bounds, and just like that, it's back to 5-3, and service goes to the libero, Gigi Alpert. Alpert, one of 4 California natives on this Middlebury squad, as Elliott sets up a spike attempt from Doyle, partially blocked on a play by Sarah Staver. And a good effort by Fida to keep it alive, but no one home as it goes out of bounds off of UMass Boston, and it's now 6-3. Gigi Alper back to serve yet again. Line drive serve there, dug out by Eileen Shee. Colleen Cohen with the open hand trying to tap it over, but it's blocked yet again on an effort by Becca Raffle and Alice Roberts. It's 7-3, Middlebury out in front. Beacons keeping that same lineup out there. A service here from Alpers, dug out by Glavin. Elliott setting things up for Fida, deflected, kept alive. That's going to be 3 touches, and just getting it over there was Sessions. And a beautiful play again made by Sessions as the Panthers are on the prowl, and they have forced Houlihan and Coach Condon to make their first timeout of the afternoon. So a tough beginning here for UMass Boston. They trail 8-3. We'll be back after this break.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, then I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
Welcome back to the Beacons Broadcasting Network. I'm John Skudris. As always, folks, stay tuned and keep up with the action with your Beacons Broadcasting Network as well as your Beacons Athletics on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all the other social media sites, as UMass Boston can be found at Beacons Athletics or at beaconsathletics.com. 8-3, Beacons trailing here early on, and it just gets worse and worse as this one spiked down on a good effort made there by number 13, Sarah Staver. It's now 9-3 Middlebury College out in front, and the Beacons continuing to see maybe some tired legs here for UMass Boston after having to sit for a couple hours and watch Middlebury and Babson play. Dug out there, an opportunity to keep it alive for Sessions, and Gigi Alper gets it over. Cohen slams it home, and for the first time, Colleen Cohen taking her vengeance out on the volleyball as she cuts the deficit down to 5. It's 9-4. So now Elizabeth Glavin will be in the service area for the first time here in game number 2. Elizabeth sends this one over, dug out on the far side, back towards Sessions, who was the initial one digging it out, but a great defensive effort by Fida up front as she combined with Murphy to deny the attempt at the spike. And it's now going to be a 9-5 match as this one is sent off the netting on a good dig attempt by Raffle. Beacons trying to cut into this deficit further, but that was sloppy off the mitts of Fida. Murphy was unable to settle it down, and we'll see a substitution for the visiting Panthers as making her entrance will be number 20, Chelsea Ferdinand, as well as number 5, Alana Schaefer. Schaefer, a native of Bethesda, Maryland. Ferdinand from Queens, New York. In fact, the freshman who is currently serving number 20 leads the team with 161 assists and 18 aces. She leads in both categories, so a young phenom here for Middlebury has a beautiful setup by the aforementioned Ferdinand as she sets up also recently entered Alana Schaefer. So both of those players come in the game, and they both immediately lead to a kill as it's 11-5 Middlebury. Ferdinand with her second consecutive service, dug out by Shee, as Cohen just misjudged her timing on that one off the setup from Eileen Shee. And that one right into the face of the netting. It's 12-5. Chelsea Ferdinand back again. She has an aggressive punch on that service. Beacons see Julia Murphy deliver some collateral damage as the referee in the corner as her leg is taken out by the ball that trickled off of Becca Raffle, but a beautiful spike there from Murphy. And as the Beacons do see a substitution, exiting will be both Cohen and Elliott. Pepper Baker in the service area. She is the one on your screen right now. She's also joined by Rachel Maslak on this substitution for the Beacons, down 12-6. Alper digs it out. Far side spike attempt by Sessions, denied by Eileen Shee. As Ferdinand will set things up for Becca Raffle, and the team leader in kills is denied by Elizabeth Glavin. Pepper Baker sees Fida come right off the noggin of the freshman Chelsea Ferdinand. That's using your head as UMass Boston cuts into the deficit. It's 12-7. So Pepper, who was our player to watch in Game 1, followed it up with a very good performance against Babson College. She is back out there serving again, down 7-12. As this is a beautiful service and an ace for UMass Boston, as Pepper spices things up yet again with that one as she delivers to cut this deficit down to 12-8. Baker out there with Glavin, Murphy, Maslak, and Melfida, as this one is denied up front. Looking like Mutombo is Julia Murphy as she rejects the freshman Chelsea Ferdinand from whence she came. And the Beacons maybe got a little more pep in their step with those timeouts and substitutions. They are now down just 12-9. Here's Baker looking to keep the momentum on the Beacons side. Digging that one out is Gigi Alper, as trying to get this one to the Beacons court is Isabel Sessions. Pepper Baker sets up Rachel Maslak, looking like Colleen Cohen on that one from the far side. And Rachel, a rare kill for her, no more as a defensive specialist, but she was exquisite on that spike. A timeout on the court as Coach Roniker wants to discuss things with her club. It's 12-10, UMass Boston still trailing, but narrowing the deficit right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
Paris changed my life, and I got there through UMass. Those very specific seminal moments in Paris. The subway. A man in a tuxedo walked in, and a woman in a long gown. And it was stunning. It all hit me. It was like a lightning bolt. There was this world of beauty and style that I wanted to be a part of. That was the beginning of the journey. And that all came through the University of Massachusetts. And that was really a key moment for me. That's one of those moments you never forget.
Beacons coming out of the timeout, keeping that same lineup out there. Why not? Pepper Baker from the service area has helped lead a blitzkrieg of epic proportions that has put UMass Boston from down 12-6 back into this thing at 12-10. So we'll see if the momentum can continue as she continues to tow that service area. Pepper out there with Glavin, Fida, Murphy, and Maslak. Rachel with the beautiful kill just moments ago. And here we go, down 12-10. Nice service there for Baker, dug out by Becca Raffle. Ferdinand goes far side for Sessions, partially blocked by Maslak. Pepper Baker for Fida, deflected and in! Mel Fida again, continuing to play well up front as she gets her second kill of the afternoon. It's now 12-11, 5 unanswered for UMass Boston. And all of those coming with the young lady on your screen, Pepper Baker, in the service area. She tries again to bring it in with aces. Wild as she delivers pocket rockets here early on for young Pepper Baker. She's got 2 aces in the first set, and it's 12-12, 7 straight for UMass Boston. In their first matchup against Babson, the Beacons reeled off 11 consecutive in set number 3. As Raffle keeps this alive, Gigi Alper up front. Trying to just tip it over is Alana Schaefer, but Glavin was game to keep it alive. That one dug out by Ferdinand, but she could not keep it in bounds. And just like that, the quicksand enveloping the Middlebury College Panthers as the tide is rolling through. And that tide is named Pepper Baker. 8 straight with Pepper serving for UMass Boston. Another serve here for Baker. Dug out there by Alper. Ferdinand looking for her partner in crime, Sarah Staver, who finally halts the bleeding and gives Babson another point. It's now 13 all. And now we'll see a substitution as Isabel Sessions will take a seat for the moment. Her replacement is their leader in digs, Emily Kolodka, who has 120 coming into play today to lead the way. As Kolodka is serving. Good serve dug out by the Beacons leader in that category. Elizabeth Glavin, and a good play by Maslak, but Ferdinand even better to get there. Glavin digs that one out, keeps it alive for Baker. Baker for Murphy, and Murphy tried to drop it in, but the libero does her job. That's Gigi Alper keeping it alive. Maslak's spike is denied up front on a great play made by Sarah Staver. So Staver with the block. I think it was a solo block as it's now 14-13, and Kolodka back to serve yet again. The Verona, New Jersey native, just got off in front of that one, and that's an error and a point to UMass Boston. And now Melanie Fida, our player to watch, is in the service area. She led the team in their victory over Babson in aces. Little loft under that one, dug out by Alper. Ferdinand's going to set up her partner in crime. Great dig on the far side off the Kolotka spike, as that one is sent back off the Murphy spike towards Shi. Julia gets it back over. Ferdinand near side looking for Raffle, rejected by Maslak. Maslak then has to get it to Baker, and Glavin has to get it over. She does. Kolotka digs it out, set up by Ferdinand. Blocked as Staver by Julia Murphy. Far side chance for a spike, blocked in front by UMass Boston, as the duo of Shi and Murphy are able to deny Alana Schaefer, and the Bethesda, Maryland native sees her team fall behind yet again. It's 15-14. Here's Mel Fida serving for UMass Boston, dug out by Alper. Far side for Schaefer, deflected off of UMass Boston, so we're evened up yet again. I think that was probably Murphy getting a tip on that one. It's 15 all, as Michaela Kianko will step in for the first time today. She'll replace Mel Fida. Michaela, a native of Clearwater, Florida, has service here by Stavers, dug out by the newly entered Clearwater native. Ferdinand set things up for Raffle, and the team leader in kills is denied by Eileen Shi as Kianko gets it over, dug out by Kolobka. Backside pass, and a beautiful block up front by both Shi and Murphy on the attempt there by Alana Schaefer. Back in the game, the defensive prowess of Sarah Doyle, as she spells Elizabeth Glavin for the moment. Here's Julia Murphy from the service area, and tips the front of the net and goes over. Better to be lucky than good sometimes for the senior Julia Murphy, as the native of Canton, Massachusetts, has the Beacons out in front, 17-15. Here's Murphy's service, her second consecutive. Kolotka kept it alive for Alper, and now Kolobka back to the near side for Murphy. Eileen Shi's got a dive. It hits the bottom of that Jumbotron, and that's going to draw a whistle and a point here for Middlebury College. Couple of substitutions for the Panthers, as exiting will be Schaefer and Ferdinand. Entering back into the game, number 12, Alice Roberts, and number 1, Hannah Blackburn, who will serve to the right of your screen. First service here, and the chance here for Blackburn and the Panthers. The Beacons struggle on that one. Unable to keep it alive was Doyle. It's all 17 all of a sudden, and for UMass Boston, can't really ask for much more. They fell behind 5-0 to begin this one. Here's Blackburn. Kianko pushes it towards Baker, and Eileen Shi projected up front. Good play by Glavin back into the game to keep it alive, as Doyle was able to get it over. Now Doyle with the block there. This one's sailing way out of bounds off the Panthers, and UMass Boston back out on top. It's 18-17. So for the first time since early in this set, we'll see both Cohen and Elliott back in, as Maslak and Baker, who both played very well in their stint, will take a seat. And one of the best in the service area, Christina Elliott, is back out there. Overhand service from Christina, dug out by Alper. Blackburn looking for Raffle, and this one partially blocked by Cohen, but it's going to go to the Panthers. Raffle continuing to torment opposing defenses. She came into play today leading the way on her team with 107 digs. She's now eclipsed 120 on her campaign. It's 18-18. That one dug out by the Beacons, as a beautiful spike from Sarah Doyle as she kills this one and puts UMass Boston out on top 19-18. Eileen Shi will get the assist for that one. And Eileen back in the service area. You are watching the Beacons Broadcasting Network. I am John Skudris. UMass Boston leading 19-18 here in set one. Beacons coming into play, the number 1 ranked team in the NEWVA New England Regional Poll with 115 points. Now that was 3 games ago when they were 11-1. Beacons now 13-2. Would love to go to 14-2 with a win today. Here's Blackburn trying to set things up for Sessions, and just not good accuracy on that pass there from Blackburn. As it's now 20-18, Beacons out in front on that error. Middlebury did receive votes and was listed on more than one ballot in the New England rankings, but they were not in the top 15, just outside. Raffle keeping it alive. Blackburn looking for help, and she got some. A beautiful feed from Blackburn to number 8, Melanie English, and the senior from Montgomery Village, Maryland, delivers there. A couple of members of the Terrapin State on this squad. And 4 members of the Pacific Coast State of California, as that one's dug out by Blackburn. Alper keeps it alive. It's going to have to be Sessions. I think that was double touched by UMass Boston, and it was, as FIDA was the one who made contact, and all of a sudden we're tied up at 20 yet again. So here's Gigi Alper, Mill Valley, California native, standing at 5'6" tall, serving here. Dug out by Eileen Shee. Elliott's going to set up a chance for FIDA, kept alive by Raffle. Far side spike is shot up into the sky by Eileen Shee. Elliott right back to Eileen. Dug out there by Alper. Near side for Sessions, partially blocked. Great dig by Elizabeth Glavin. Here's Cohen. Ooh, tried to go soft, but a great block up front on a play made by Alice Roberts. And just like that, they're actually going to give credit to the Beacons there. It looked like Roberts made contact with the netting. So a break for UMass Boston. It's just like that. They're up 21-20. Service from Glavin, dug out by Raffle. Chance to spike and a beaut. What a chance and what a job done by Sarah Staber, the Manhattan Beach, California native. A couple more substitutions with this one tied up at 21. Alice Roberts and Hannah Blackburn will take a seat. Chelsea Ferdinand back into the service area. Why not? She's joined by Alana Schaefer. Blackburn already has an ace today, leads the team in aces and assists. She delivers a mighty shot there on the ace, and another beautiful ace on a service from Ferdinand. And just like that, Terry Condon has seen enough. She's going to call a timeout, allow her team to catch their breath. We'll catch ours as well, as UMass Boston trails 22-21. That's right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny, nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind.
So the Beacons trailing 22-21. I am John Scudris, and you are watching the Beacons Broadcasting Network. Ferdinand back out there to serve. Beacons trailing by 1. Here in set 1. Ferdinand ready as she delivers overhand, and just too much on that one. It was great in her last attempt, but this time it's all for naught. We are even back up at 22. And the Beacons will send it back out Rachel Maslak and Pepper Baker as Elliott and Cohen take a seat. Pepper, who helped lead the Beacons to a lead after trailing 5-0 early on, is back out there to serve. She'll try to mimic that performance. Unfortunately, an error there for Pepper, her first of the day, and it's now 23-22. So Emily Kolodka, the junior from Verona, is going to be serving as she goes overhand towards FIDA, digging it out for Pepper. Ooh, almost a beautiful chance for Murphy. Eluded her as Maslak kept it alive. Raffle spike, that's going to be inbounds, they say. Deflected, in fact. Looked like it might have gone off the hands of FIDA or Murphy. And now set point for Middlebury College as they look to get the advantage early on. 24-22, Kolodka trying to end it. Dug out here by FIDA. Pepper's not going to have a chance. Glavin keeps it alive, and sloppy play again for UMass Boston as they lose set 1, 25-22. When we come back, we'll have highlights of set number 1, a 25-22 victory for Middlebury College, as well as a look around the Little East Conference. You're watching the UMass Boston Beacons right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
UMass Boston is my first choice because of the incredible theater department.
Because it has an excellent honors college.
Because here I get to interact with professors one-on-one.
Because I'm not going to be crazy in debt when I graduate.
Because at UMass Boston, I've met professors who have changed my life.
My first choice.
My first choice.
My first choice.
My first choice.
Make the University of Massachusetts Boston your first choice. Visit umb.edu/first.
An opportunity to keep it alive for Sessions, and Gigi Alper gets it over. Cohen slams it home, and for the Ferdinand back again. She has an aggressive punch on that service. Beacons see Julia Murphy deliver again. Down 7-12. As this is a Murphy, Maslak, and Melfida, as this one is denied up front. Digging that one out is Gigi Alper, as trying to get this one to the Beacons court is Isabel Sessions. Pepper Baker sets up Rachel. Nice service there for Baker, dug out by Becca Raffle. Ferdinand goes far side for Sessions, partially blocked by Maslak. Pepper Baker for Fida, deflected and in. Melfida trying to just tip it over is Alana Schaefer, but Glavin was game to keep it alive. That one dug out by Ferdinand, but she could not keep it. Little loft under that one, dug out by Alper. Ferdinand's going to set up her partner in crime. Great dig on the far side off the Kolotka spike, as that one is sent back off the Murphy spike towards She. Julia gets it back over. Ferdinand near side looking for Raffle, rejected by Maslak. Maslak then has to get it to Baker, and Glavin has to get it over. She does. Kolotka digs it out, set up by Ferdinand. Blocked his staver by Julia Murphy. Far side chance for a spike, blocked in front by UMass. Ferdinand set things up for Raffle, and the team leader in kills is denied by Eileen Shee as Kianko gets it over, dug out by Kolobka. Backside pass and a beautiful, and Eileen Shee projected up front. Good play by Glavin back into the game to keep it alive as Doyle was able to get it over. Now Doyle with the block there is trying to end it. Dug out here by Fida. Pepper's not going to have a chance. Glavin keeps it alive, and sloppy play again for UMass. Take a look at the Little East Conference scoreboard here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network as they're almost set to go. Keene State Owls triumphing over Southern Maine 3-1 earlier today. Likewise, Mount Holyoke defeated Rhode Island College 3-1. So good news for UMass Boston, and that Southern Maine and RIC lost. We'll get you updates on the rest later on here in the broadcast. The Beacons will try to keep their Little East Conference motor running as they look to not only win the LEC but take their talents to the national tournament. As you see at UMass Beacons, to check out all of the athletic action, visit at UMass Beacons on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all your other social media venues. Beacons will send out Elliott, Glavin, Shee, Fida, Doyle, and Cohen, a very tall lineup for Coach Condon, a very proficient defensive one as well. First service coming from the far side, that's Blackburn, as she sends this one over, dug out there by Melfida, and a beautiful opportunity early on for Doyle, but a good dig by Blackburn, not once but twice, and now to the far side for Raffle, and she couldn't get her mitts on that one. Beacons start out with the point here in set number 2. So Eileen Shee is serving now, leading the team in aces this season. Dug out there by Alper, and a spike attempt is denied on a good block up front by Doyle. Near side, and a beautiful slam there on the far side by Blackburn as the Panthers have evened things up. They're prowling forward. It's 1-1 here from Clark Athletic Center. Here's Raffle serving, overhanded, dug out by Glavin. Far side for Elliott, sends it towards Fida, not even close, as she got way too much on that one. It's 2-1, Panthers out in front. Beacons playing their third match in 24 hours. They had to travel to Wellesley and then had to come back and play at 11 a.m. today. Elliott near side for Cohen, dug out by Alper. And it's going to have to be Raffle getting it over. She does. Eileen Shee towards Elliott. Sets things up for Fida out of bounds. Off of Melfida. Just like that, it's 3-1. Raffle back in the service area for the Panthers. And that one almost dropped right in between Cohen and Fida. Colleen kept it alive. Spike attempt from Shee. That one's going to go over the scorer's table. What a play by Sessions to keep it alive. Elliott trying to send it towards Cohen. Dug out there by Raffle. Blackburn back for Raffle. Dug out by Glavin on a spike attempt. Shee for Fida, deflected. Dug out by Blackburn. Sessions from Roberts towards Raffle. What a play. What a play by Middlebury College as they continue to open eyes. They won set 1. They are now up 4-1 in set 2. And now a substitution sees Elliott exit and Maslach enter. In set 1, the Beacons were led in kills by Mel Fida, our player to watch, led in assists by Christina Elliott with 4. And the only player with multiple aces was Pepper Baker. Near side here for Cohen. Spike attempt dug out by Raffle. Another chance there. Blackburn got a piece of it, but it is going to be a good play there by UMass Boston as Glavin will get set to serve. Beacons out in front, rather still trailing 4-2, but out in front when it comes to aces in this match. They had 4 coming into the set, just 2 for the visiting Panthers, as this one a beautiful play made by who else? Number 8, Mel English, the Montgomery Village, Maryland native. In set 1, Mel English had a couple of kills, second on the team. She now has 3 overall, tied for first on the Panthers this afternoon. Here's Alper's serve, dug out by Shee. Cohen far side, it's going to have to be Fida. She gets it over to be dug out there by Alice Roberts. Far side for Sessions, good block by the Beacons, but Alper able to get it over. Melfida looking for the kill, kept alive by Blackburn. Raffle far side for Roberts, and just not anything going on up front for UMass Boston. It didn't look like they were in good position to block it. Maslach just got eaten alive. It's now 6-2. Beacons trailing. Service here by Alper, dug out by Fida, and a beautiful pass. What a feed and set up by Maslach as she found Murphy, who dumped it right in where nobody was home in the middle of the defense. And the Beacons have trimmed that deficit. It's now 6-3 as Pepper is back in to the service area. Colleen Cohen takes a seat. Pepper Baker is in for her. And Pepper sets things up for the service. Dug out there by Raffle. Blackburn going far side now for Sessions. Good keep by Eileen Shee, and then deflected off the forearm of Blackburn, and it's now 6-4. Good kill there for Eileen, who leads the team in that category this season. And now another substitution, I believe. And it will come to fruition as Ferdinand enters along with Schaefer. Those two coming in for the 3rd time in unison. Taking a seat will be Alice Roberts and Hannah Blackburn. Chelsea Ferdinand, who, as I mentioned earlier, leads the team in aces and assists. Already has an ace today. She also has an error. That was a beautifully designed play by Baker and Murphy, and it directly leads to another point for UMass Boston as Julia just slammed that one with a rising spike. It was initially dug out by Ferdinand, but really nowhere to go with it. It's now 7-4 as Fida serves. Raffle keeps it alive there. Ferdinand near side. Great play. But unfortunately for Middlebury, there was some contact with the netting, and UMass Boston now leads at 7-5. Beacons trying to get back in this one. They trail 1-0. And another error by Ferdinand as she sees back-to-back mistakes lead to back-to-back serves and back-to-back points for UMass Boston. It's 7-6. Here's Melfida again. And just like that, confusion has us tied. Both Ferdinand and Sessions. Neither knew who wanted to take it, and by the time Sessions dove for it, it was way too late. We are evened up 7-7. Melfida has been phenomenal today in every facet, but especially in the service area. She led in aces in Game 1, and after that one leads here in Game 2 as there's Julia Murphy putting the Beacons out in front for the first time in this set. It's 8-7. Another service from Fida. Good dig by Alper, but that's not going to result in any good news for the Panthers as Murphy gets another kill slamming this one home, and just like that, the Panthers have called timeout. So while they go into their den to discuss things, we're going to go to a commercial break to catch our breath. Beacons lead here in set 2, 9-7. They trail overall 1-0, right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
UMass Boston was my first choice because when I came to the campus, I saw that there was a lot of diversity. There's a lot of people. Here there is a lot of international students, so it's really cool to meet people from different countries, different parts of the world. I'm Julia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
I'm Olivia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
We're sisters.
We're sisters.
I play volleyball and she plays basketball. Here they have a freshman success community. So each major has their own community that you can join as a freshman, and you take classes with them, you do study groups with them. So it was really helpful getting to know people in your major right away.
So in health exercise sciences, we have an internship at the end, so it's so much better to have like an advisor helping you out, like telling you which classes to choose.
So out of the timeout by Middlebury, it'll be Fida getting set to go yet again. She's helped lead the Beacons back to their lead here, as that one is Schaefer trying to tip it over Maslak, but Rachel is there, and a little confusion at first, but Schaefer's able to keep it alive, and right back to Schaefer, who keeps this one in the Beacons' end, and a great block out in front. I believe that's Sarah Staver. And finally halting the bleeding, the Beacons had scored 5 unanswered. Now it's 9-8, UMass Boston in front. And for the first time today, in either this one or game one, Emily Steinberg will make an appearance, as she will spell Melanie Fida. And it'll be Emily Kalaka back in for the Panthers, as she'll head towards the service area. Overhand service from Kalaka, dug out by Steinberg. Far side for Murphy, who eats alive Chelsea Ferdinand. And it's now 10-8, UMass Boston, as Liz Glavin takes a seat. It's 10-8, as getting the chance to serve will be Murphy. Dug out by Alper. Ferdinand looking for Staver, kept alive here by Shee. Back towards Shee from Pepper Baker. Great play by Pepper to keep it alive with the back of her arm, as Maslak sends it towards Ferdinand. A two-handed push over by Schaefer. But here is Murphy sending it towards Kalaka. Ferdinand for Emily Kalaka. Overhand, blocked right back from whence it came, and UMass Boston eventually sees the point trickle into their column. Good perseverance for the Beacons defensively, as the block off the Kalaka spike attempt gave the Beacons eventually the kill. It's 11-8. And Kalaka, by way of Ferdinand, sends this towards Murphy. Going to be a tough play for Pepper. She sets it up for Shee, and that one is in for Eileen, as Shee keeps the Beacons' motor rolling. It's 12-8 here in set number 2. Murphy again serving for the Beacons, who move right to left. Raffle digs it out for Ferdinand, and Staver tries to spike it, but 6'2" Sarah Doyle, the tree up front, the Statue of Liberty, if you will, as she sends it right back from whence it came. It's 13-8. Here's Murphy again. Beacons up by 5, their largest lead of the match. And Raffle, spike attempt, dug out by Eileen. She finds Baker. Baker back to Shee, sent over the netting for Ferdinand. Here's Schaefer trying to drop it over. Maslak over the middle for Pepper Baker, who sets up Eileen Shee. Get it dug out by Kalaka. Far side from Ferdinand for Raffle, as Baker keeps it alive for Steinberg, and a chance to spike for Maslak, kept alive from Ferdinand. Good block up front by Doyle. And the Beacons are able to get another point, as it was between Doyle and Schaefer, but Doyle had enough muscle to send it over to the far side. 14-8 as Murphy serves again. Julia sees it dug out by Alper. Ferdinand far side for Raffle, and this one dug out by Eileen Shee. Pepper's going to have to keep it alive for her. She does. Just over the netting. Good job by Eileen. Raffle for Kalaka. Dug out by Steinberg, and the spike is good. Deflected on the initial spike from Sarah Doyle. And the freshman for UMass Boston coming through with flying colors here in set number 2, as it's now 15-8, Beacons out in front. Murphy, one of the seniors on this squad, sees her service dug out by Kalaka. Good block up front by Doyle, and UMass Boston and the floodgates are opening up here in set 2 as we have a timeout on the court, another called by the visitors from Middlebury College. We're going to go to a commercial break, but UMass Boston is rolling along. They lead 16-8 here in set 2, right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
So the Beacons have come storming back with a vengeance. They trailed early on in this set, just like they did in set 1, but have come back after losing set 1 as they lead set 2 16-8. Service from Murphy from right to left here in set number 2. Out there with Steinberg, Baker, Shee, Maslak, and Doyle. Alpert digs it out. Ferdinand far side for Raffle. Baker in the right place at the right time as Steinberg almost collides with Doyle. And what a deflection, but it's not going to matter. It was the 4th hit. It looked really good. Would have been a good effort if it was a hit before, but Murphy will hit the bench for Glavin as the Beacons see their lead trimmed to 16-9. Staver with the service for the Panthers as Pepper Baker looks to set up Eileen Sheen. She does. Dug out here. Staver gets it towards Kalaka, who made the initial defensive play. Baker for Shee. Great hesitation for Eileen Shee as she delivers yet again for UMass Boston. It's 17-9. Another kill for number 11 in black as Colleen Cohen will re-enter the game. Motored in there. Spelling Pepper Baker. So Cohen joins Shee and Doyle up front, as well as Glavin, Steinberg, and Maslak. Rachel serving for the first time today. Kalaka digs it out. Ferdinand for Raffle, and the team leader in kills finally gets one, as she had been denied defensively multiple times this set. We'll now see a substitution as Blackburn re-enters, as does Alice Roberts. Natives of Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and Media, Pennsylvania, respectively. Ferdinand and Schaefer taking a seat as Blackburn heads to the service area. And the 5'7" senior will deliver this first service of her second set. And Eileen Shee with a vengeance. Kalaka keeps it alive for Blackburn. Now Emily will send it over for Steinberg. Near side from Maslak. Cohen unable to get it down as Kalaka keeps it alive with the dig. Cohen again makes contact with the netting. And that's going to result in a point for the visiting Panthers. It's 17-11. So trailing by 6 now, the Beacons will try to, or rather the Panthers will try to trim the deficit further as Blackburn with a critical error on that service right off the front of the netting. That's about as bad as you can get there, and now it's going to send the service back over to the best in that category for UMass Boston, Eileen Shee. Eileen has worked on that facet of her game so much, and it's showing off as that spike is dug out by Glavin. Tough play for the Beacons, is keeping it alive. Blackburn. Kalopka finds Raffle. Glavin looking for Maslak, who hits Doyle, and the Beacons will get credit on that one. Doyle with the kill as their lead extended to 19-11. Beacons leading 19-11. Eileen Shee sends this one way too far over the netting. It is now 19-12 on that error. And a substitution for the visitors as it looks like Isabel Sessions is back in. Service here for UMass Boston. Dug out by Eileen Shee, and Cohen just really awkward position. She then slammed it back and ended up clipping one of the legs of the Panthers. Lucky the referees didn't take exception to that. It's now 19-13. Here's Raffle again. Becca serving. Dug out by Eileen Shee. Maslak looking for Cohen. Meanwhile, here's a spike and a point to UMass Boston as making contact there. Looked like number 8, Melanie English. So it's 20-13 as UMass Boston will see Glavin serve. Beacons trying to close out set 2. Good spike there by Sessions as she delivers. Beacons see their lead trimmed to 6. It's 20-14. Gigi Alper serving now for Coach Roniker and the Panthers. Dug out by Shee. Maslak, good punch there by Julia Murphy. Good strategy as the Beacons see Murphy get their 21st point of the set. It's 21-14. Colleen Cohn will take a seat. She's replaced by Pepper Baker yet again. Pepper is ready, and she sends this over. Dug out there by Alper. Blackburn looking for Staver, dug out by Glavin. Eileen Shee overhand spike, kept alive by the libero Alper. Here's Roberts, good diving play made by Eileen Shee, and that is inbounds. What a play, come on Eileen as she delivers again. It's 22-14. And so Pepper will stay in the service area. Baker out there for the Beacons. Trying to close out set 2, 22-14, and there's an error by Pepper Baker. It's 22-15, service back the other way. As you will see Chelsea Ferdinand and who else? Her partner in crime here, Liana Schaefer, come back in. As Blackburn and Roberts take a seat. Ferdinand to serve here for the Panthers as it's dug out by Glavin. Far side for Baker. Baker for Murphy. Good play made by Alper to keep it alive. Far side for Sessions. Dug out there by Baker. And a spike by Fida. Kicked back towards the Beacons by Alper, but in the right place at the right time is Julia Murphy. And the Beacons are 2 points away from wrapping up set 2. Now Fida another service. A good job to handcuff Roberts. Ferdinand eventually got it over. Near side from Baker for Shee. What a spike from Eileen Shee. Perfect placement, near side stripe, and it's set point here for UMass Boston as they lead it 24-15. Overhand service from Fida. Alper just trying to keep it in the air as Raffle sends it near side. Good play by Glavin, but even better play by Staver as she found the court beneath the trees. It's 24-16. Steinbergs checks in for Fida. Meanwhile, Kolopka is in for Sessions. She will be serving for Middlebury. Overhand service, dug out by Steinberg. Glavin towards Eileen Shee, sent right back from whence it came. Good block from Staver. It's 24-17. Kolopka yet again serving. Kept alive by Glavin. Baker looking for Shee, and the Beacons go to Gals. Denied by Ferdinand. Far side now for the visiting Panthers. That's their team leader, Raffle. Steinberg by way of Baker for Murphy, and UMass Boston has won set 2 by a final of 25-17. When we come back, we will have the highlights of that one and a look around Beaconville. We are all evened up, one set apiece right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
What separates UMass Boston from other schools is the fact that a large percentage of students commute. For me, it takes 2 hours each day to go to and from school, but every second has been worth it because the students that come here are serious about learning, they value their education, and understand where it'll take them in the future. This is what UMass Boston means to me.
And the only player with multiple aces was Pepper Baker. Near side here for Cohen. Spike attempt dug out by Raffle. Another chance there. Blackburn got a piece. Pepper sets things up for the service. Dug out there by Raffle. Blackburn going far side now for Sessions. Good keep by Eileen Shee. And then aces and assists. Already has an ace today. She also has an error. That was a beautifully designed play by Baker and another service from Fida. Good dig by Alper, but that's not going to overhand service from Kolotka. Dug out by Steinberg. Far side for Murphy. And Kolotka by way of Ferdinand sends this towards Murphy. Going to be a tough play for Pepper. She sets it up for Shee, and that one is Pepper's going to have to keep it alive for her. She does. Just over the netting. Good job by Eileen. Raffle for Kolotka. Dug out by Steinberg, and the spike is good. Ready. And she sends this over. Dug out there by Alper. Blackburn looking for Staver. Dug out by Glavin. Eileen Shee overhand spike. Kept alive by the libero Alper. Here's Roberts. Good diving play made by Eileen Shee as it's dug out by Glavin. Far side for Baker. Baker for Murphy. Good play made by Alper to keep it alive. Far side for Sessions. Dug out there by Baker. And a spike by Fida. Kicked back towards the Beacons. Kolopka yet again serving. Kept alive by Glavin. Baker looking for Shee. And the Beacons go to Gals. Denied by Ferdinand. Far side now for the visiting Panthers. That's their team leader, Raffle. Steinberg by way of Baker for Murphy. Welcome back to the Beacons Broadcasting Network. Before we begin set 3 with these two squads tied 1-1, let's take a look at around Beaconville as we look at the rest of the action. Women's tennis was supposed to take on Rhode Island College at 1 p.m. That was rained out. The men's soccer team, oh my goodness. 9 goals on the board. I'm not sure what the score is for Southern Maine. 9-0 maybe. Let's hope. Regardless, the men's soccer team, I believe Seth Lorensky said scored 3 goals in the first minute of that game. So that really leaves little doubt who's winning, as Southern Maine being absolutely humiliated by the men's soccer team. Meanwhile, the women's soccer team hosting Southern Maine this evening. That'll be right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. As Daniel Morales had a goal, it is now 9-0. Morales has 6 goals in that game, folks. My goodness, the double hat trick. I don't know what you call that, but that is absolutely filthy for Daniel Morales and the UMass Boston Beacons men's soccer team. They were so great last year, you'll wonder what they could do for an encore. Well, Southern Maine's finding out as the Huskies of Southern Maine are looking more like poodles today against the Beacons of UMass Boston. Back to volleyball. The Beacons volleyball team got off to an inauspicious start in this match. They lost the opening set 25-22. They won set number 2 25-17. Now trying to take advantage of what may be a tired Middlebury team, having had to play 6 sets in the last couple of hours, as there's a block from Eileen Shee, and the Beacons unfortunately see that credit for that point go to Middlebury. Making contact with the netting. I think it did go out of bounds off the block. So here's Raffle as Glavin sends it towards Maslak. Doyle blocked right rack from whence it came, and Glavin had to get that one over, except it was Maslak, excuse me, as there's an opportunity for Roberts. Kept alive here, far side for Glavin. A little bit sloppy here early on for UMass Boston, as getting it over there is Blackburn. And setting up a chance for Cohen. What a block. Colleen Cohen's kind of just been snake-bitten here in this second game of the doubleheader for the Beacons today. Great block up front made by number 12, Alice Roberts. She had 2 blocks, coming in to this third set. Glavin keeps it alive. Maslak looking for Eileen Shee, and really all you need to do is get it to Eileen as she delivers the first point of the day and now heads back to the service area with the Beacons trailing 2-1. Eileen Shee out there with Maslak, Glavin, Fida, Doyle, and Cohen, and unable to keep that one up. On the dig attempt there was Maslak. It's now 3-1. Panthers out in front. There's a spike attempt from Doyle. Kept alive on a good dig by Alper. Even better play made by Glavin, far side for Cohen, and she continues to be unable to get it over the defense. Something Eileen Shee has been able to do just a little bit. Blackburn setting things up for Roberts, kept alive. Glavin would have needed rockets in her shoes to get that one, and unfortunately the Beacons now trail 4-1. So now Kolopka, who is wearing the libero jersey here for set 3, is now going to head back to serve. It was Gina Alper for the first couple of sets. Meanwhile, dug out by Kolopka by way of Blackburn to Roberts. Blackburn now going backside for Roberts, and that one is out of bounds. So UMass Boston back on the board. It's 4-2. Sarah Doyle takes a seat, as checking on in for her will be Julia Murphy. Glavin service dug out by Raffle. Blackburn near side. Good spike there by Sessions, but it was out of bounds. And UMass Boston gets another point. It's 4-3. Liz Glavin with the service, dug out there by Kolopka. Blackburn near side, good spike by Sessions. Far side for Cohen, blocked again, but it does go out of bounds. So UMass Boston, the beneficiary of some good luck on that one. They've evened things up 4-4 here in set 3. Overhand service by Glavin, dug out there by Blackburn, and Raffle puts it over the netting with an overhand spike, but Julia Murphy almost eats Kolopka's lunch on that one. As good effort there by Fida is out of bounds, and it's 5-4 Panthers. Schaefer and Ferdinand back in as they spell Blackburn and Roberts. Ferdinand's been really hit or miss from the service area today, as that one's dug out there by Shee. Maslak back to Eileen, and that is one area where Ferdinand struggles. It's defensively, as she's unable to keep that one in bounds. Beacons will get the point. It's 5-5. So Pepper Baker's in for Colleen Cohen, and she'll immediately head to the service area. Pepper led the team in aces last year. Trailing behind this year, trying to get back to where she was, and there's one right there. Perfect placement for Pepper Baker as she dots the line on the far side. It's 6-5. Baker, Shee, Glavin, Murphy, Maslak, and Fida, as this is dug out there by Raffle. Ferdinand setting it up for Schaefer, kept alive by Glavin. Maslak has to do her job. She does. Murphy got it done as well. Kolopka keeps it alive. There is Sessions trying to find some help. She can't. Opportunity for Fida to end this volley, but instead it's blocked right back at her by Staver. And you're really seeing the proficiency up front for these Panthers. Staver as well as Isabel Sessions, over 6 feet tall. Roberts as well. And now the substitution, we'll see an opportunity to check out Gigi Alper for the first time not wearing the libero uniform, but instead we're checking out Julia Murphy slamming home a spike to give the Beacons the lead. It's 7-6. So Fida, who's been fantastic today in her serves, is back out there. That one eats Kolopka alive. That's going to be tough. Alper able to get it back to Kolopka. Good job by Emily. Baker setting up Murphy. No chance. They got him out of position initially on the serve, and they were never able to catch up were the Panthers, as Murphy's able to take advantage with the kill. It's 8-6 UMass Boston. Service from Fida, kept alive by Alper. And Raffle tries a deceptive touch there, but good play by Murphy momentarily. Beacons just can't get anything going, and it's 8-7. So Steinberg's back in. It's her third stint today. Fida takes a seat. There's Staver serving for the Panthers. Dug out by Steinberg. Baker goes far side for Eileen Shee. Great job as Eileen tips it off the hand of the block attempt from Schaefer. And the Beacons are back on the board. It's 9-7. Murphy serving this time for the Beacons, dug out there by Alper. And Schaefer tries to tip this one over Eileen Shee. Pepper Baker going back to Eileen and uses her muscles. That was deflected, and UMass Boston up in front 10-7. Momentary stoppage in play, but the Beacons are ready. Pepper Baker out there with Steinberg and Murphy, as well as Doyle, Shee, and Maslak, and unable to get that over the net on the dig attempt was Alper. It's now 11-7, as a good job here for Julia Murphy. And just like that, Murphy commits the error. Right as I say she's been doing a good job from the service area. Should probably stop saying that. As Glavin re-enters the game for Julia. Hannah Blackburn will enter as well, as taking a seat will be Schaefer. Blackburn serving for the visitors as Doyle sends this one up into the air for Eileen Shee, and a beautiful soft touch on that from Eileen, dropping it down in front of Raffle. And it's now 12-8 as Colleen Cohen enters back in for Pepper Baker. Maslak is now going to be serving for UMass Boston. Rachel getting some last-second instructions from Coach Houlihan as she sends this one over. Dug out by Kolopka. Far side from Ferdinand for Raffle. And here's a chance now for Eileen Shee. Near side for Raffle. In there for Raffle as Becca delivers. It's 12-9. Team leader in kills continues to populate that category as Gigi Alper will take a seat. Dug out there by Steinberg. Maslak looking for Cohen. Good dig there by Raffle. Sessions kept out of the kill category there by Steinberg. She got it over. Dug out by Raffle. Chance for a spike. Dug out by Glavin. Kept alive here by Kolopka. Near side for Roberts. Good play by Glavin. Cohen. Can she get help from Doyle? She can, but it's kept alive by Blackburn on the far side. Roberts' spike is blocked. Last chance here for the Beacons, and Cohen is blocked right back, but it was over the net. And UMass Boston will get it. It's 13-9. And so the Beacons with Cohen out there now see Melanie Fida re-enter the game. And Eileen Shee enter the service area. Roberts keeps it alive from the serve. Raffle hits Glavin. Shee sends it towards Cohen. And that's going to be way too many touches for UMass Boston. As you can only hit it 3 times here in collegiate volleyball. That was 4. It's 13-10. Beacons out on top. Kolopka serving for the visiting Panthers. Good spike from Doyle, partially deflected. Blackburn near side for Roberts. Dug out by Glavin. Maslak for Fida, kept alive by Blackburn, but the Beacons see an infraction committed by the Panthers, and it's 14-10, UMass Boston. Doyle takes a seat. Murphy back out there as Glavin serves for UMass Boston. Raffle digs it out. Blackburn near side. Roberts kept alive by Eileen Shee. Maslak punched forward by Fida. What a play by Mel Fida. And UMass Boston will get that one. 15-10 now. Beacons, since losing set 1, have really been playing a lot better. And now we're getting a discussion between the referees as Coach Houlihan has a vested interest in knowing what this is about. Beacons will keep the service and the point. It's 15-10. Glavin sends it over. Raffle digs it out. Blackburn far side. Spike attempt for Alice Roberts is off the mark. It's now 16-10, as the Beacons have started to create some separation between themselves and Middlebury. There's a good serve by Glavin, dug out there by Raffle, and what a play by Julia Murphy. Just enough of that to adjust the trajectory so that the spin caused it careening around the top of the netting and back towards the Panthers zone. So now, up by 7, we will see a Panther timeout. So the Beacons, after losing set 1, won set number 2. They are now out in front 17-10 here in set number 3. That's right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
So UMass Boston leading 17-10 here in set 3. They're trying to take the advantage. This one tied up 1-1. Beacons send out the same lineup. Cohen, Murphy, Fida, Maslak, Shee, and Glavin. Dug out here by Kolopka. Blackburn near side looking for Sessions. Ooh, it ate Cohen alive, but a good play to help her out by Murphy. Glavin eventually got it over. This one hammered down by Slaver, and it's a good one because she cuts that deficit to 17-11. Ferdinand is back in, as is Schaefer. What else is new? This is probably the 5th time that Ferdinand and Schaefer have come in, and every time they've come in together, so clearly Coach Roniker has a strategy that she likes to stick to. 17-11, Ferdinand's service dug out by Glavin. Maslak for Murphy, and that was filthy. What teamwork between Maslak and Murphy, right on point as Pepper will come back in to serve, replacing Colleen Cohen. So Baker from the service area, she's been great today in that category. Heading into this set, Pepper had 2 aces on 12 service attempts. Baker, far side, Maslak. Wow, what a play by Maslak. Her second kill on a spike this set, and Rachel Maslak showing why coaches Condon and Houlihan keeping her out there. Coach Houlihan with a signal to Pepper Baker who to send that to. It's Raffle who gets it. Spike attempt from Schaefer, kept alive by Glavin. She's got to get it over, she does. Ferdinand keeps it alive. Raffle for Eileen, she does it. What a block by Murphy, as she sent it right back in the face of the opponent defender, and eventually Julia finishes it off. Rising among the trees to get it over Staver, and the Beacons are out in front 20-11. Baker ready to go. Beacons up by 9. Kept alive here by the libero Kolofka. And a beautiful dump in for a point there on the kill by Isabel Sessions. It's now 20-12 as Gigi Alper will head back in for Sessions. Ferdinand out there with Alper, Kolofka, Schaefer, Staver, and Becca Raffle, as that one is inbounds for UMass Boston. A kill for the Beacons. It's 22-12. Or 21-12, excuse me. Melanie Fida serving, tries to drop that in front of Becca Raffle, kept alive. Raffle has to get it over. Maslak for Baker, looking for Shee, and that eats Kolofka alive. Beacons now on top by 10. It's 22-12. And a timeout here again for the Middlebury Panthers as they continue to struggle since a hot start in this one. It's 1-1. Beacons out in front here in set 3. 22-12 right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
So out of the timeout, Beacons leading 22-12 here in set 3. Melanie Fida will be serving. Maslak, Shee, and Murphy out there, along with Fida, Baker, and Glavin. Meanwhile, Coach Ronecker will counter with Ferdinand, Staver, Schaefer, Alper, Kolofka, and Raffel. In other words, it's the same lineups that were just out there. It's 22-12 as Mel Fida serving. Good dig from Staver. Kolofka keeps it alive. Ferdinand had to get it over. She does. Murphy setting up Baker, who sets up Murphy. What a deceptive play. It looked like Eileen Shee was setting up for that one, but Julia slammed it home. I know I wouldn't want to get in the way of that one, and neither did the defense of the Panthers. It's 23-12. Kolofka digs it out. Ferdinand for Raffel. Glavin keeps it alive. Murphy blocked right back in her face. There was a collision between Pepper Baker and Julia Murphy, and as Steinberg will step on in for Fida. The Beacons now lead by 10, and the service will go to Stafer as Sarah gets set to go. Overhand service, dug out by Glavin. Spike attempt from Maslak, deflected off of Raffel and out of bounds. So set point here for UMass Boston, as after losing set 1, they triumphed in set 2. And are now on the verge of triumphing here in set 3, leading 24-13. Substitution sees Elliott come on in for perhaps the last service of the set, and Julia Murphy take a seat. Here is Christina Elliott, just trying to go soft on that one. Alper digs it out. Ferdinand far side, and that eats Christina alive as a good spike play made there from Schaefer, and Blackburn and Alice Roberts re-enter as Elliott takes a seat as well. Sarah Doyle, Pepper Baker, Rachel Maslak, Emily Steinberg, Eileen Shee, and Elizabeth Glavin for UMass Boston as Blackburn will serve for the Panthers of Middlebury. Steinberg digs it out. Baker far side for Shee, and it's blocked, kept alive, and unfortunately for UMass Boston, not for more than a moment. It's 24-15 now as Blackburn heads back to the service quarters. (24-15), dug out by Shee. Baker for Maslak, kept alive by Kolopka, but UMass Boston is going to win set number 3. An infraction and error. It's 25-15, the final. So after losing set 1 by the final of 25-22, the Beacons have come back with a vengeance, winning set 2 25-17 and set 3 25-15. We'll be back after this break with the highlights and a look around the Little East Conference. You are listening to the Beacons Broadcasting Network. I am John Skudris.
The University of Massachusetts Boston. It's just minutes from downtown, and the Princeton Review calls it one of the best values in the country. A nationally recognized institution of academic excellence and research, UMass Boston offers more than 150 undergraduate and graduate programs, 16 Division III sports, and more than 100 student organizations. To learn more about the opportunities waiting for you at UMass Boston, visit in person or online. UMass Boston, a research university.
Opportunity to check out Gigi Alper for the first time not wearing the libero. Kolopka, good job by Emily. Baker setting up Murphy. No dug out there by Alper. And Schaefer tries to tip this one over Eileen Shee. Pepper Baker going back to Eileen and uses her muscle. To 10, Glavin sends it over. Raffle digs it out. Blackburn far side, spike attempt. 17-11. Ferdinand service dug out by Glavin. Maslak for Murphy. Aces on 12 service attempts. Baker, far side, Maslak keeps it alive. Raffle for Eileen. She does it. What a block by Murphy as she sent it right back in the face of the opponent defender. And eventually, Melfida serving. Good dig from Staver. Kolofka keeps it alive. Ferdinand had to get it over. She does. Murphy setting up Baker, who sets up Murphy. 15. Dug out by She. Baker for Maslak, kept alive by Kolofka, but UMass Boston is going to win set number. Getting off to an inauspicious beginning of this match, have won the last two by a combined score of 50-32, and they will try to end this one here with a victory in set 4. Steve Witkowski just brought me the statistics here for the first 3 sets. Thank you, Steve. Doing a fine job on the PA. Beacons, meanwhile, led by Julia Murphy, is doing a fine job on the court. 14 kills for Julia. Eileen, she is second with 9. Meanwhile, Pepper Baker has 21 assists. She's the only Beacon in double digits in that category. The next highest is Rachel Maslak with 9. 21 assists in this match for Pepper Baker. She also leads the team in aces with 3. So somehow, some way, every time we name somebody a player to watch, they either come through with flying colors or they do it in the game prior to it. We named Pepper our player to watch in Game 1 today, earlier this morning. She's leading the way here in Game 2. Meanwhile, here in Game 2, we named Melfida the player to watch, and in Game 1, she led the team in kills. So we're close here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. Sometime we're just a few hours off, which is the story of some of our lives, I suppose. Beacons trying to get the job done and close this out, so in a few hours we can be enjoying the lovely weather outside. And I'm being sarcastic. If you're at all in the New England area, you know it's not. UMass Boston leading 2-1. Here's Blackburn ready to go as she serves this one out of bounds. So UMass Boston gets off to a good start. It's 1-0. Beacons leading here. Eileen She trying to get the job done. Beacons would improve to 14-2 with a victory. And they'd sweep this weekend doubleheader as that one is slammed in by Roberts. No hope for UMass Boston, as number 12 in white takes her aggression out on the Beacons. It's 1-1. Here's Raffle. Becca led the team in kills coming in. She's only extended that advantage in the 2 games today. Dug out here by Fida. Spike attempt for Cohen, and Colleen has struggled here in Game 2 to get anything going offensively. It's 2-1. Raffle yet again serving for the Panthers as she sends this one over. Kept alive by Fida. And a beautiful spike from Doyle, dug out by Blackburn. Far side for Sessions. Good play by Maslak. Glavin to Cohen, and finally Colleen breaks through as she's able to trim the hedges between the trees out front for Colleen. Coming into this set, she had just 5 kills, which, while good, is much fewer than she's used to after 3 sets. Meanwhile, Blackburn setting up Roberts, kept alive by She. Maslak for Fida, deflected, dug out by Kolofka. Staver partially blocked by Murphy. No one knew where it was at first. Colleen Cohen sends it for Staver. Be a tough play. Kolofka back towards Raffle. Good effort there by Becca. And eventually it's tipped forward and over by Murphy. And the block attempt by Fida, deflected towards Murphy, kept alive by Maslak. Cohen partially deflected. Topsy-turvy volley here. Rebecca Raffle out of bounds. UMass Boston finally gets the point as they extend their lead to 3-2 here, trying to wrap this thing up lock, stock, and barrel here in set number 4. Meanwhile, the men's soccer team, last we checked, up 9-0. The women's tennis team, as you see that one spiked in by Julia Murphy, giving the Beacons a 4-2 lead. The women's tennis team was suspended due to weather. So right now, the Beacons looking to go undefeated here on Beaconville for Saturday, October 1st. Undefeated for October, if you will. With a win here, they'd be 3-0 with women's soccer match later tonight, as this one's dug out. Good diving effort made there by Blackburn, as Glavin is able to find Fida by way of Maslak, and the Beacons extending that lead to 5-2 as they continue to just outgun these visiting Panthers here over the last couple of sets. Middlebury opens some eyes with a victory over Babson, who is technically ranked above them in the New England standings. There's a good spike and kill from Colleen Cohen, who's heating up. Middlebury beat Babson in 4 sets today. They then took the first set of this one, 25-22, but the Beacons have been in relative control since, as that one is in, I believe. No, they say out of bounds. Those referees have better eyesight than I do. Close call. Nonetheless, good for the Beacons. It's 7-2. Glavin ready to serve, and she does so exquisitely. Dug out there by Konofka. And sending it forward is Roberts to be taken by the Beacons. Maslak. Roberts' attempt on a spike was sent back. No chance for the Beacons. Good effort from Eileen Shee, though, as it's now 7-3. Sarah Staver serving, dug out by Fida. And that's a good spike up front on the play made there by Melanie English. So Montgomery Village, Maryland native has trimmed this one to 7-4. So Staver now will serve. Dug out by Fida. And Murphy just tried to tap that one over the block in front, as Sessions sees her spike attempt denied by Glavin. Eileen Shee likewise by Blackburn. Staver spike kept alive by Glavin. Tipped up in the air. Murphy deflects it, and just like that, deflected off the netting by UMass Boston. It's 7-5. So here's Staver ready to go. Service there is kept alive on a dig by Fida. And then Melanie's able to punch it forward for Raffle. Far side for Sessions, deflected off of UMass Boston. It's 7-6. And what was a 7-2 lead has been trimmed down to 1. Staver looking to make it 3 straight. Overhand service, dug out. Eileen Shee finds Maslak looking for Cohen. Staver setting things up for Raffle, who slams it home. Excuse me, that was actually number 8, Melanie English. And all of a sudden, we're tied at 7. Staver serving again. Shee with an awkward dig there. Glavin sends it forward for Fida. Staver for Blackburn, and that one is in. It's 8-7. Panthers on top, and I think the coaching staff's going to see a substitution here as Christina Elliott will step in for Maslak. Panthers out on top, as Staver will serve again. Cohen digs it towards an opportunity for a spike as Elliott finds Murphy, and the Beacons even things up yet again, 8-8. Rachel Maslak wasn't on the bench for long as she rejoins the lineup, replacing Elliott. Meanwhile, Cohen is replaced by Pepper Baker. It's 8-8. So Peppers, who's been fantastic from the service area, gets back in it here in set number 4. Blackburn for Roberts. Beacons keep it alive. Not once but twice. And that is 4 touches. As it now is 9-8 Panthers. Ferdinand and Schaefer back in the game for the visiting Middlebury Panthers. Ferdinand heading to the service area. 9-8 Panthers here in set 4. Beacons leading 2-1. There's a spike and a good one, but good effort by Ferdinand to keep it alive and eventually does go out of. Wow, that stayed inbounds somehow. Couldn't believe it. Looked way out of bounds, but a good play by Konopka. And it's 10-8 and a timeout by UMass Boston. So the Beacons got off to a 7-2 start in set 4, trying to put away the Panthers of Middlebury, and Middlebury has scored 8 of their last 9. We go to a break here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
Come on, Jake.
As usual, she wins it. A chance in front. Her shot is in the net. Crystal Layden. Yet another goal.
Please make a gift to the Beacon Athletic Fund today. We want you on our team.
So the Beacons, who led this set 7-2, now trail 10-8. Murphy and Maslach are out there, along with Baker, Fida, Glavin, and Shee. Ferdinand will be serving for the Panthers, as Chelsea sends this one towards Elizabeth Glavin. Baker coming back towards Eileen Shee, and who else do you want spiking that one? Far side, and deflected by Fida, but it's good as gold for Isabel Sessions. It's now 11-8. Ferdinand ready to go. Here's Chelsea out of bounds. UMass Boston needed that one more than anything else as they start to get a little bit animated up here in the broadcast booth, more so than the crowd. It is Parents' Day, but they have been a little bit quieted by what has been a Middlebury rush that has been very good here in the match against the Beacons, as now it's 12-9. Beacons continuing to struggle against the hitters up front. I mean, I don't even know if it's a size advantage issue or if it's just the fact that the Beacons are tired having to play their third straight, but they are not getting as much on these spikes and kills as they would like. That one, though, was atrocious by Gigi Alpert. She is a libero, so it's not necessarily her calling card. She started this game as a libero, but that one was incredibly weak, and now Julia Murphy does exactly that. So all of a sudden, we've gone from 2 of the top 16 programs in New England to a couple of programs can't even figure out the basics, but right now it's 13-10. Middlebury's still out in front. We'll see if Konopka can get it done, and she almost didn't as it tips the top of the netting. And eventually that one's slammed down by Staver. So it's 13-10 on the scoreboard. Now 14 as they update it moments ago. And just like that, Konopka commits an error. 3 of the last 4 serves have been errors, which is something, honestly, I've been broadcasting Beacons volleyball now. This is my 4th year doing so. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So it's 14-11. Panthers out on top. Alpner digs this one out. Spike attempt from Raffle. Great play by the libero, Gigi Alpert. She dug it out, something she's very used to doing. She then is able to feed it to their best offensive force, Becca Raffle, and she knew what to do with it, driving it home. It's 15-11. Far side for Eileen Shee, and another great block from Staver up front. This defense is absolutely wreaking havoc. I'd call them the 85 Bears, but the Beacons should be able to get things done here. I'm not exactly sure the strategy when we really haven't seen a whole lot of Michaela Kianka. We haven't seen her at all, I don't think, here in this second game. Christina Elliott is in now for UMass Boston, and she's the one making that attempt to get it to one of her partners in crime. I'm not actually sure who made contact with that one. It was either Doyle or Cohen. Regardless, it does go in the Beacons column. So it's 16-12 here in set number 4. Remember, folks, the Beacons who lead 2-1 in sets, if they lose this set, we will have a deciding 5th set, which is a best of 15 at the very least. It is win by 2, though, keep in mind. So if it goes 14-14, you never know what could happen. Dugout there on a good play made by Blackburn. Far side as Blackburn is able to find Raffle. And you can do all you want if you're Eileen Shee. There's nothing you can do. It's 17-12. Beacons continuing to struggle here in set 4. The reason why I say at least it's only to 15 is the Beacons have now played what? They played 5 sets yesterday, 3 earlier today. This is their 4th, so they've played 12 sets now in less than 24 hours, as now it's 18-12. And that does add on to the miles on a team that still has a lot of tough competition to go. We'll get a chance to look ahead at their schedule after this one when we come back. Right now, the Beacons are struggling. It's 18-12 Panthers right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
(18-12) Beacons trailing here in set 4, but they do lead 2-1. I'm John Skudras. Along with my merry men and women here in the broadcasting booth, we bring you Beacons athletics action. As always, check out your UMass Boston Beacons online at beaconsathletics.com. You can see feature stories about your individual athletes and your athletics clubs, highlights, full game archives from this year and past years, as well as, of course, box scores, recaps, and more. All that at www.beaconsathletics.com, as you're going to see a highlight of that, I think. A beautiful play by Colleen Cohen, rising above the netting to slam it home. Exactly what the doctor ordered. They need her to get more involved offensively. It's 18-13. I was talking about, as you see, that service from Glavin out of bounds, and just like that, it's now 19-13, and service back to Staver, who tormented the Beacons earlier on in this set. I was talking about having to play what is now 12 sets in 24 hours. The Beacons are off until Tuesday, but they don't return home for another home match in 11 days, as that one is sent in by Eileen Shee, right in on the near side line. Beacons won earlier today and were improved to 13-2. This one, obviously, the final still to be determined. Beacons will then head to Dartmouth to take on the Corsairs on Tuesday. That's a 6 p.m. start at UMass Dartmouth, as Pepper Baker will serve. Beacons trailing 19-14. Next week, they take on Colby Sawyer and the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Beacons are affected by having to play so many games in a week's time, as that one's deflected out of bounds. It's now 20-14. Panthers on top. Back in the game is Ferdinand, as Chelsea will take her talents to the service area. 20-14, Panthers on top. Ferdinand, right off the front of the net. I said she's been hit or miss. She's hit more than she's missed this year, leading the team in kills, but this set especially for both teams, you can tell fatigue setting in. Both have already played 2 matches today. The Beacons have played 3 in 24 hours. In fact, so is Middlebury. They had to pick Connecticut College last night, as that's out of bounds. Error there for the Beacons. 21-15. So when you have 2 teams that have played 3 matches in less than a day, you're going to see, as this match goes on, a little bit more fatigue, perhaps a little bit more unforced errors. Glavin, though, never seems to get tired, as that one was a good spike attempt, and UMass Boston, off the play from Eileen Shee, back on the board. It's 21-16. So Julia Murphy is back in the match, as she will go to the service area. Fida, Baker, Murphy, Maslak, Doyle, and She for UMass Boston, as that is sent down by number 8, Mel English. Meanwhile, kept alive by the libero out there, and that's in. Good spike. What a play. As it goes out of bounds, but still UMass Boston unable to trim the deficit down enough to get back into it. Right now they still trail 21-17. Dug out by Konopka. Far side from Ferdinand. Dug out by Murphy. Raffle looking for another opportunity. She gets it. And she does the job this time. Deflected by one of the Beacons defenders up front. Might have been Maslak, but now 22-17. And just 3 points away from forcing that all-inclusive Game 5. For comparison, as we see this one sent over by Konopka, dug out by Fida, near side for She. Shot into the sky like a mortar there by Konopka, and the Beacons do get the point, so it's 22-18. The Beacons have played only 2 5-set matches, and they've come in their last 2 matches, not including this morning. They lost 3-2 to Wellesley last night, and then on Tuesday, a 3-2 victory against Plymouth. Prior to that, the Beacons had not played more than 4 sets. They had not lost, well, they'd only lost once, and they'd only lost in 3 sets. So the Beacons, not a whole lot of experience having played in more than 4 sets. Actually, they did have one more in the second game of the year against Stevenson University, a 3-2 win. It's 22-18 as UMass Boston sees Eileen She. Is that Superman out there or a Beacon as she flies above the defense, and UMass Boston trails just 22-19. I tell you what, if they haven't yet, they should get Eileen She tested for some sort of superpower, because she's good at everything. Here is Schaefer. Glavin setting this one up here for Cohen. Kept alive by Konopka. Raffle punches it towards the line. Good play by Fida, and a great effort by Eileen She, but she just couldn't get over. And now, folks, we have a big development as Middlebury on the verge here with just 2 more points as we see Blackburn re-enter. I believe Roberts will come in as well. So that'll be Sessions. No, it's Roberts, excuse me. We're on the verge of seeing, I was saying, Middlebury College force this to a 5th game. It would be the 3rd time in their last 4 that the Beacons have been forced to 5. As this service by Blackburn is dug out by Glavin. Far side, spike attempt by She's denied. Elliott for Cohen, kept alive by Alpter. Far side spike, blocked from whence it came. Good play by Doyle. Doyle again looking to block it. Instead, it's Glavin having to dig it. And that one is sent in by Fida to be dug by Blackburn. Far side Raffle, and Glavin keeps it alive. Spike by Cohen is blocked. Elliott keeps it up. What a one-handed effort made by Eileen She. And eventually the Beacons keep the volley alive, and they can't do it forever. What an effort by the Beacons, but in the end, Becca Raffle had too much endurance as it's set point and a chance to send it to a 5th set. Beacons led this set by as many as 6 early on. And now here we are, 1 away from losing it. Served by Blackburn, dug out by Glavin. Cohen blocked, and that'll do it. The Panthers of Middlebury College have forced a 5th set. The Beacons lost the opening set of this one, 25-22. They won the next 2 in really easy fashion, but then here in set 4, desperation calls for desperate measures. And the Panthers are on the prowl. It's 2-2 as we go to a 5th set. We're going to go to a break here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. When we come back, we will have the exciting conclusion of what has been an extraordinary day for women's volleyball. We'll be back here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
University of Massachusetts Boston, with its scenic oceanfront campus, easily accessible to downtown Boston, is recognized as a model of excellence for urban public universities. 16 NCAA Division III sports are part of the more than 100 student organizations that create an engaging campus life in America's biggest and best college town. UMass Boston, Boston's urban public.
Meanwhile, the men's soccer team, last we checked, up 9-0. the women's tennis turn, as Glavin is able to find Fida by way. Will serve again. Cohen digs it towards an opportunity for us. Was incredibly weak, and now Julia Murphy does exactly that. So all of a sudden, we've gone from 2 of the top 16 programs in New England to a couple of programs can't even figure out the basics. But right now, it's 13-10. Middlebury's still out in front. We'll see if Konopka can get it done, and she almost didn't as it tips the top of the netting, and eventually that one slammed down. Caps and more, all that at www.beaconsathletics.com. As you're going to see, they're off until Tuesday, but they don't return home for another home match in 11 days. As that one, actually they did have one more in the second game of the year against Stevenson University, a 3-2 win. It's 22-18 as UMass Boston sees one away from losing it. Served by Blackburn, dug out by Glavin, Cohen blocked, and that'll do it. So UMass Boston has now played 5 sets in 3 of their last 4 games after only playing in 1 over the course of their first 11. Let's take a look now at looking ahead, as we've looked in the past, and I mentioned during the broadcast what the Beacons have on their slate. They've now played 3 games in 24 hours, 2 of them going 5 sets. They will then take on UMass Dartmouth at Dartmouth on Tuesday as they'll try to move to 3-0 in the LEC with a victory over the Corsairs. Next week, the Beacons will be at Colby College and at home against the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. Somebody will have to tell me how that works, but that's neither here nor there. Meanwhile, the Beacons will try to get an all-important victory today. Now, this is a non-conference matchup, but Middlebury is the 16th ranked team in New England, according to the voters. So a victory today, not only over Babson earlier, but also over Middlebury here in 5 sets, could go a long way to propelling the Beacons higher up and into the national rankings where they have received votes this past week. In fact, the Beacons, while they were not in the top 25, received 31 votes for the top 25 national ranking, and that'll put them at 30th overall in the national standings. So we're all set to go for set number 5. The referee's doing a little house cleaning down there at the scorer's table. For the visitors, it's going to be Staver as well as Roberts and Raffle up front. In the back, you're going to have Melanie English with Hannah Blackburn as well as Konopka. And Isabel Sessions is out there as well, discussing things with the libero, number 4, Emily Kolotka. Meanwhile, for the Beacons, similar lineup to what they ended last set with: Doyle, Maslak, Shee, Baker, Murphy, and Fida. At least that's the way it is right now, as Glavin is going to also get a lot of action in this one. She's standing on the sideline with Coach Houlihan, and now she will enter the game with her team. So the referees appear to be ready to go. We're ready for set 5. UMass Boston, Middlebury College, the first to 15. And remember, folks, it's win by 2. So if these squads are 14-14 at some point, and with how close the first 4 sets have been, it's really not that much of a stretch. It will be win by 2, so the first person then to get to 16 and so on and so forth will win the match. Beacons are 4-0 all-time against Middlebury College, trying to make it a high 5 spot. But Middlebury is putting up a fight as the Panthers are on the prowl. Here's Blackburn with the initial service of set 5. Pepper Baker near side for Eileen Shee. She's rejected on a block up front, but it's out of bounds, and UMass Boston is out in front 1-0. We'll see a quick substitution as Cohen and Elliott will come in. Baker and Maslak taking a seat. It's 1-0 UMass Boston here in set 5. First to 15 wins this match, and for the Beacons, it's critical. Long, lofting service there, poked forward, but yeah, that's a foul and an infraction there on Blackburn. 2-0 UMass Boston. A very auspicious start here for the Beacons. They got off to a poor start in both sets 1 and 2. Set 1 they lost, set 2 they won. Better starts in sets 3 and 4. Set 3 they won, set 4 they lost. So starts don't really mean a whole lot right now, but the Beacons are rip-roaring here in set 5. It's now 3-0 as Elliott delivers with the service ace. She's been phenomenal from that service area this year, and she continues to show just why Coach Houlihan sends her out there. Here's Christina yet again, 3-0. Beautiful serve, make it 2 for the price of 1, and the Beacons have come out here in set 5 with wind at their backs as they will look to steam down this mountain to victory and make it 2-0 on this doubleheader. Here is Elliott, 4-0 Beacons out on top. Elliott's service overhand, dug out by Konopka. Blackburn near side looking for Raffle, and that's out of bounds, folks. Oh, they're going to say it was deflected. Not so sure about that one, but my Beaconville colored glasses shine through. It's 4-1 as the Beacons now lead by just 3. Raffle will serve. She's the team leader in kills, and why not get her out there as this is dug out by Glavin. Near side for Cohen. Colleen eats Konopka alive, and that is a point for UMass Boston. Beacons really coming out like their season depended on it here in set 5. They are a third of the way to victory here in the final set. Service from Eileen Shee, Beacon's best this year, and a great block up front there by Doyle, and I believe it was Doyle as well as young Melanie Fida. Meanwhile, near side, spike attempt by Roberts. Great play by Shee to get it all the way over to Konopka. Blackburn, far side, dug out. Eileen Shee defensively is well-rounded. Cohen blocked, and then Eileen can't get down on that one. And it's a point here for the Panthers. It's 5-2. Fida, Doyle, Elliott, Cohen, Shee, Glavin. That is the lineup for UMass Boston right now. As Staver gets set to serve, she's out there with Raffle, Blackburn, Roberts, Sessions, and Mel English. There's a spike there by the high-rising Fida, kept alive by Raffle. There's Sessions, kept alive by Glavin on a good dig by the Beacons libero. Blackburn looking for Sessions, blocked back towards Sessions as here is Melanie Fida. Losing that one as she partially blocked it, and the point will go to number 12, Alice Roberts. It's 5-3. Staver, last set, really turned things around. It was 7-2 Beacons. She came in to serve, and the things really turned the other way. We'll see if she can keep that up. Here is Staver, dug out by Shee. Elliott, chance for Cohen, and she slams it home like it talked about her sister. It's 6-3 UMass Boston. So the Beacons doubling up the Panthers, 6-3 here in set 5. Service from Glavin. Dug out and slammed home by Raffle. Near side again, Cohen. She's not going to get a lot on it, but sometimes you don't need it. It deflects off of number 8, Melanie English, and that drops in. So the Beacons almost halfway to victory here in set 5. It's 7-3. Glavin's service dug out by Raffle. Blackburn sets up Sessions, and that was beautifully done by the Panthers as Sessions slams it home for a kill. In the first 4 sets, Isabel had 10 kills, good for second on the team, behind who else? Becca Raffle, who had 11. So Schaefer and Chelsea Ferdinand re-enter. Here is Ferdinand, down 7-4. Glavin digs it out. Up front, Elliott, beautiful setup, as Elliott was able to find Fida, but a good defensive play by Ferdinand eventually leads to Schaefer getting the kill, and it's 7-5. Somehow, someway, the Panthers keep this close. Well, every time you think the Beacons are going to pull away, the Panthers somehow tiptoe right behind them. And with the score 7-5, Beacons trying to get things going here offensively. They led 5-0 in this set. Here's Schaefer. Good play by the libero Glavin. Cohen got it over. It's deflected, but point and credit will go to those visiting Panthers. It's 7-6. Ferdinand back in the service area ever since she came in. A couple of points in a row for the Panthers as Cohen sets it up for Murphy. She's got to get it over. She does. Konopka. Ferdinand far side for Sessions. Deflected out of bounds. It's 7-all here in the 5th set on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. My goodness, this might be the best match I've seen the Beacons, or at least the best competition I've seen in 4 years. That one is in! Just like that, an ace for Ferdinand. She shows her excitement, and a timeout on the court for UMass Boston. From 5-0, it's 8-7, and the Panthers are 7 points away from vanquishing the UMass Boston Beacons on their home court. We'll be back with the exciting conclusion of this one right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
Moving from Turkey, it was a rough journey for me because when you don't really speak the language that well and when you don't really fit in the crowd, it's very easy to disappear. But I decided not to give up, and UMass helped me.
Abbreviated timeout. The sides are switched in the middle of that 5th set. Ferdinand serving, Murphy rejected. It's 9-7, the Panthers defense holding strong as that defensive play was made by the Montgomery Village native Melanie English, and now we will have a Beacons timeout. So, as Coach Condon will discuss things with her squad, we will take time to discuss things off the air. It is 9-7, Panthers on top here in set number 5.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
So, folks, who thought this was going to be the case? The Beacons on the verge of perhaps their 3rd defeat of the season and 2nd in their last 3 games. UMass Boston, of course, won 11 of their first 12. But Chelsea Ferdinand and company have other things in mind. Her serve is dug out by Glavin. Here is Murphy getting it over to Ferdinand. Schaefer near side for Isabel Sessions. She gets it over. Fida with the open-handed palm sends it towards Ferdinand. Schaefer defers to Raffle, dug out by Glavin. Elliott far side, or rather near side for Fida. Raffle keeps it alive. Ferdinand for Sessions, deflected and in. Elliott couldn't handle it, and now Rachel Maslak will spell Christina Elliott with the score 10-7. So, in order to come back and win, the Beacons have to score 8 of the next 12 points. Not to say it can't happen, but right now, Chelsea Ferdinand's dominating in the service area, and it continues. It's 11-7, Panthers out on top. The Beacons led 2-1. They led 9-2 in set 4, and maybe, just maybe, after 24 hours, that included now 13 sets, they have run out of gas. We will find out in a moment right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
Paris changed my life, and I got there through UMass. Those very specific seminal moments in Paris, the subway. A man in a tuxedo walked in, and a woman in a long gown, and it was stunning. It all hit me. It was like a lightning bolt. There was this world of beauty and style that I wanted to be a part of. That was the beginning of the journey. And that all came through the University of Massachusetts. And that was really a key moment for me. That's one of those moments you never forget.
So it's 11-7 as we are back here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. It's not deja vu. This isn't a replay. Chelsea Ferdinand still out there serving. It was 7-5 Beacons when she started serving. It's now 11-7 Panthers as they are 4 points away from winning. Glavin digs this one out. Maslak finds Fida. Beacons just need to get service in their side. They need to stem the tide, and they cannot do it as this one goes to the Panthers. It's 12-7 Middlebury. It's really all they need. Get service here in the fifth set. If they get it, they can turn a run on, but they just can't do it right now. As Ferdinand, who led the team with 18 aces coming into play today, well, she's certainly way above 20 now. It's 12-7 Panthers. Overhand service from Ferdinand. Dug out by She. Far side for Cohen. Colleen trying to put all of her might into that one, but it was blocked in front by Schaefer, and then Schaefer delivers what might be one of the final nails in the Beacons' coffin. It's now 13-7. 2 points away from winning this one are the Panthers. Beacons lost set 1, 25-22. They won the next two by a combined score of 50-32. And after having a big lead in set 4, they saw their demise come to fruition. And now they are down 13-7 in the best of 15 fifth set. Cohen sends it to Ferdinand, keeps it alive for Raffle. Near side Sessions, she's in. Match point coming on up here. The Beacons led here in set number 5, 5-1. And now they have to reel off 8 of the next 9. Meanwhile, it's been 9 consecutive scored here for Ferdinand and the Panthers. It's 14-7 and a chance for the Middlebury Panthers to score an upset, but a big break for UMass Boston. An error, a rare one for Ferdinand, and the Beacons have life. They are on life support, but it is still plugged in. It's 14-8. The Beacons need to reel off 8 consecutive, or at least 6 consecutive to force it to 14 all and force the win by 2. And who else would you rather have but Pepper Baker? Here she goes. Pepper gets it over the netting. That's the first task. And there's one for Julia Murphy. A kill for the Beacons senior. It's 14-9. Pepper Baker out there. Ready to go. Trying to get the Beacons back into it. Remember, folks, the Panthers score, it's over. Beacons need to get 5 straight here. Spike attempt by Sessions, partially blocked. Baker for Murphy, and Ferdinand sends it. Cleven kept it from going out of bounds, trying to drop in his Baker. Shot up for Ferdinand. Near side Sessions, deflected off of Fida, and the Panthers of Middlebury College have pulled off the upset. They beat the Beacons in 5 sets by a final of 3-2 as they win this 5th set by the final of 15-9. We're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, we'll lock this thing up, rock, lock, stock, and barrel, and get you on your way for your weekend festivities here as October begins in New England. I'm John Skudris. We'll be back right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny.
Turn things around. It was 7-2 Beacons. She came in to serve, and the things really turned the other way. We'll see if she can keep that up. Here is Staver. Dug out by She. Elliott. Chance for Cohen, and she's... Glaven's service dug out by Raffle. Blackburn sets up to it. Remember, folks, the Panthers score, it's over. Beacons need to get 5 straight here. Spike attempt by Sessions, partially blocked. Baker for Murphy, and Ferdinand sends it. Cleven kept it from going out of bounds, trying to drop in his Baker. Shot up for Ferdinand. Near side Sessions, deflected off of Fida, and the Panthers of Middlebury.
Because here I get to interact with professors one-on-one.
Because I'm not going to be crazy in debt when I graduate.
Because at UMass Boston, I've met professors who have changed my life.
My first choice.
My first choice.
My first choice.
My first choice.
Make the University of Massachusetts Boston your first choice. Visit umb.edu/first choice.
I am John Skudris, back in the broadcasting booth. A bittersweet ending for UMass Boston to what has been a very exciting last 24 hours for the volleyball squad. A 3-2 loss last night at Wellesley College, followed up by a 3-0 sweep against Babson this morning. It was good early on here against the visiting Middlebury Panthers, but Unfortunately for Beaconville, just wasn't meant to be. Middlebury really came to play, and it was the familiar faces that got it done. We talked about in the pregame show the success of Becca Raffel, led the team in kills coming in. She led the team in kills today and was really no greater than in that fifth set after the team fell behind 5-1, helping to lead them back both with leadership and talent on the court. And I really have to say about Chelsea Ferdinand, wasn't sure really what direction her service was going to go early on when she struggled early on in the first set, but she came through with flying colors by the time the fifth set came around, and I don't think that the visitors would have a victory today and go back to Vermont with that win in their back pocket if it wasn't for Chelsea Ferdinand, who was exquisite. So the Queens, New York native, really a phenomenal young product for Coach Ronacher's club. The Beacons will be off until Tuesday when they'll be back on at it in Little East Conference action, a road matchup against UMass Dartmouth. The Beacons Broadcasting Network volleyball action will be off until October 11th when they will return home for the first time after today's doubleheader to take on Roger Williams University. But Beacons Broadcasting action does continue at 7 p.m. tonight as the Women's Soccer Club will get a chance to take on the Southern Maine Huskies, that one right up the road. Seth Orensky will have the call on that one. Let's take a look at the production team that's helping me out here all day long. It's been a long day of broadcasts for the Beacons Broadcasting Network. Seth Orensky is our producer. The directors, Alex Carasuto and Steve Eagle Eye Consiglio out there as well. I believe your Mets won today, Steve, so good news for you as well as they may be headed to the postseason. On replay, Rachel Mayette, a phenomenal athlete in herself for the hockey team, and on the cameras this afternoon, Chris Fowler, Taylor Paulina, and Luke Nagel. For Seth Orensky, who joined me for the Babson broadcast, and everyone else involved, I am John Skudris. The Beacons split the doubleheader, sweeping Babson 3-0 and falling to the Panthers of Middlebury 3-2. Until next time, good night, good luck, and good volleyball. We'll see ya right here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.